But the crick club. Can you check?
Oh,
Check mic testing. Mic
perfect. Stream is amazing. I can see it.
mic testing. 1 2 3. Mic testing. 1 2 3. Can you confirm you can hear me, please?
1 minute hold.
I think the captains are there in the field and they're putting the toss.
No, there is no mic yet, no volume, no video, no
No,
audio yet.
no audio yet.
No.
So you want me to try the other way around?
ये आप एक बार वो माइक पे जाके ना दोबारा वो प्रॉपर्टीज में जाके डिवाइस दोबारा सेलेक्ट करो देखो. ओ रुक जा होल्ड सॉरी. दोबारा बोलो.
Ashish, this is Jamal from Police Sports Club Cricket Ground. The match between USA and
Yes, I
Wales.
can hear you.
Awesome. Our expert commentator Brian Walters is on the ground.
Perfect. This is awesome.
Okay, so you can see
Okay,
the.
Jamal,
Yes, sir.
where
Stop.
Parag is standing, that's the pitch.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, not the white thing
Should
is
I
the
should I
pitch. Where Parag is standing, that's the pitch.
should I stop the recording, Abhi? So
No. Keep it on. This game is on.
in 9:30 को game है ना
अच्छा 9:30 भी क्या टाइम है?
अभी
हाँ कोई बात नहीं. Let the stream be on. आप लोग commentary को mic को वो कर दो.
एक मिनट
No problem. Mic को
Good morning, everyone. This is Jamal Usman from Barbados Police Sports Club. We have the Caribbean Big Men Masters game between USA and Wales. Team USA captain Parag won the toss and elected to bat. Elected to bowl. Put in the Wales to bat. The weather was really sunny in the morning around 8 o'clock, and we can see the clouds coming in. We had a little bit of shower, and now it's again opened up. It's going to be on and off, I think, today with the rain. It's 9:30 start today. So I have our expert commentator Brian Walters back now. So the Wales batsman is Ivan, I think, opener, and Brown, Bowen, and Humayun is going to be the bowler. So give us a minute. We're getting ready here for the commentary, and hopefully we'll have a good game today without any interruption with rain. Let's see what Mother Nature has for us today. It's a perfect day for a cricket. So the game is going to be starting in 30 seconds. All the fielders are in place. So first ball is going to be bowled soon. Okay, first ball, Humayun to. Oh, excellent delivery. Outside the off. Uh, Good bounce and a movement. So we have two slips. Sanjeeva is in the second slip. And we have a gully leap, third man. Second ball. Ooh, that was again good length ball. Trying to sweep it. Beaten. Third ball, Humayun. First ball on the bat. A little bit of misfielding by Alam. Okay. So no run there. Three balls up. Fourth ball coming in. Straight on the middle. Well defended. Next ball, Humayun. Oh, beaten. So far, so good. Ball pitch is playing very good. Four balls, no run. Fifth ball. Well played. Defended. This one was a little bit like a bouncer. And that's the over. Excellent over, maiden over. Moshin is starting from the other end. I'm going to hand over the mic to Brian Walters. Brian, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning, Jamal. Our setup here today is much, much more, let's say, effective than the last one that we had. Good morning, everybody. 45 over match scheduled. Not the West Indies, Wales and the USA. USA has won the toss and has decided to have a bowl. The batters in the middle four, Wales are Rowan Evans and Iwan Rees. First over ball by Humayun Bashir was a maiden, really good over. And starting the second over is Mohsin Khan. Mohsin Khan, the pick of the bowlers in the last match, bowled brilliantly. Took 4 wickets, if I remember correctly. Generally speaking, exhibited a lot of swing, and he like as a swing bowler bowling in these conditions. Very cloudy, very overcast, very humid. You expect that ball to be moving around a little bit. Short delivery, and it's cut away for the first run off the bat. Goes to backward point, and they'll jog through for a couple. So for the first time, you see runs coming off the bat. Very short delivery, sort of takes away from his strength. For me, I think Mohsin Khan is a much better bowler when he's pitching it up because it generates prodigious swing. He's able to get that ball moving, generally moves it into the right-handers, but he can swing it both directions. So you anticipate that he'll be able to do that if he pitches it full. This is a lot fuller, but still for me, another couple of yards up would be an ideal length for him to bowl. And captain and keeper Parakananta is keeping up to the stumps, so that will dissuade the batter from looking to get out of his crease. I don't think that that's going to be, it's not going to be difficult to play, it's not going to be easy to play rather if he pitches the ball up. So let's see if he continues along those veins. Play it off the back foot into the covers. So a good start in terms of economy rate. And again, you're looking at a very overcast and cloudy day. So my full expectation is that there will be swing on offer. And the best way to take advantage of that swing is to pitch the ball up. Next delivery, a little fuller, clipped around the corner, short fine in position. Not going to be able to get any runs there. That's Humayun Bashir, opening bowler who's fielding at short fine leg. Pitch, just looking at the pitch before we started, the pitch appeared to be very, not necessarily soft, but it's not as hard as the pitch that was played on in the previous game. I don't think that there will be a lot of bounce. I think the spin bowlers are going to enjoy bowling on this wicket. I'll say more about that shortly as this is played off the back foot again into the covers for no run. And just one more ball remaining here in the second. A good city. In fact, that is the end of the over. Good over, 2 runs coming from it. At the end of two, the score is 2 without loss.
I think, Brian, it's going to be a, so, morning it was very damp and wet because there was a lot of moisture on the field. And hopefully, if the sun comes up, it's going to be dry in the afternoon. But it's playing well though. The ball is bouncing up to the chest height for the fast bowlers.
It will be interesting to see if that continues to be the case because we are here and the camera is located at the northern end of the ground. And so when I was inspecting the pitch beforehand, down towards the bottom end, the southern end of the ground, it felt a little soft. So it'll be interesting to see if it continues like this. Humayun Bashir into for his second over, and this produces the first runs off of the bat from Humayun. He's played it into the outfield for what initially they thought was going to be 2, but that's good work from Kuldeep Patel. at third man, and that's Chintan Patel at backward point to converge on that ball and only have one run scored be the result of that. So Humayun into his second over, bowled really, really well in the first match. Bowled 5 overs on the trot to start his spell, and came back in the end or towards the back end of that innings and took a couple of wickets. So the all-rounder from Pakistan and Austin, Texas, and incidentally my former captain, is doing what you need for him to do here. This is punched into the mid-wicket area for a single. So once again, the batters are Rowan Evans. Rowan Evans now 3 from 7 balls faced. And Ewan Rees 1 from 7 balls faced. Next delivery is short of a length, and the line I think was what the problem was that time. Going a little down the leg side and pulled it to deep fine leg and jogged through for 2. They're coming back for 3 actually. That's good running, really good running. Bearing in mind that we are talking here about players who are all 50 and above. So to be able to take 3 in any version of cricket can sometimes be tricky. But this opening pair sprightly enough to run through and get those 3 runs. So good start here for Wales. Should I believe just be 2 balls remaining in this, the third over of the innings. Wrapped on the pad, having a good long look. And that is umpire Sheena Welsh. Sheena Welsh thought about it for a while, but eventually decided that that was not out. Good comeback delivery by Humayun. A little bit fuller and on the stumps. Sort of had the batter, that's Rowan Evans, reaching forward, not able to get anything on it. Umpire from the southern end is Sheena Welsh. I'll get to the other umpire shortly. Next delivery slower through the air and defended in front of square. No run there, and that completes the third over. At the end of 3, score is 7 without loss. Hammered through the offside. That's going to run away for 4. I was incorrect. I'm sorry. There was 1 ball remaining. And that last ball was absolutely blasted through the covers. That is a good looking stroke. And that indeed runs away for 4. And that does complete the over. So at the end of 3 rather, score is 11 without loss. So 11 without loss after 3. Rowan Evans, 7 from 10. And Rees, 4 from 8. So Mohsin Khan to continue his second over. His first over went for just 2 runs. And again, good swing bowler when he gets that ball nice and full. And you're hoping that he's able to do that if you are a USA Cricket fan. Bowling over the wicket to the right-hander. And defended just on the leg side, no run there. Mohsin Khan, very full. That's the length, that more like what I was referring to, looking to get like a Yorker length delivery. Punch through mid wicket, diving attempt there by fielder at mid wicket, Satyapal Chabra, not able to prevent that single. So Rowan Evans now moves on to, in fact, Reese moves on to 5 from 11. Now Rowan Evans is back on strike. Next delivery, half-hearted appeal, just wrapped on the pad just there, just for a little, but not much in terms of interest from the other umpire who were referred to earlier. That is Tremaine Prescott. Tremaine Prescott at the northern end of the field. He is now the standing umpire. And as we look, we are facing north to south right here at the Police Sports Club in the parish of St. Michael in lovely Barbados. We're about 5 minutes or so away from Kensington Oval. Very full, wrapped on the pad, and he is gone. That is the length that I was referring to earlier. Get that ball up there, nice and full. That's where Mohsin Khan is most effective and most dangerous. And a nice in-swinger on that occasion into the right-handed Rowan Evans. Full and straight, and not able to get any bat on that Rowan Evans. Wrapped on the pad. And umpire Tremaine Prescott again with that slow finger of death, a la the great late Rudy Kurtzen. That left index finger goes up. First wicket goes down. At the end of the first wicket, score is 12 for 1.
मैंने बोला मैं कॉल कर रहा हूँ उसको. Okay, sorry. Perfect, yeah? Okay. Sorry. Machi bhai. Okay. So both ends okay na? Even if Barak is not there, okay na? Because JV was telling me, Barak needs to be there.
So the first breakthrough of the morning, Mohsin Khan, as he did on Wednesday, strikes with those full in-swinging deliveries to the right-hander. I think, as I've mentioned a few times, that is where he's most effective. And he dismisses Rowan Evans. Rowan Evans dismissed for 7 from 12 with that one boundary. And a good delivery. Now, new batter is David Adams. David Adams is a lefty. Mohsin Khan bowling to him. Outside off. This is a good delivery and a good over. Excellent over by Mohsin Khan. And at the end of 4, the score is 12 for 1. Yeah. So 12 for 1, a successful over bowled by Mohsin Khan, right arm swing bowler. Played for years in Australia and originally from Pakistan. This is now Humayun Bashir who's continuing. He will be bowling his third over and will be bowling to Ewan Rees. Rees 5 from 11, facing up to Humayun Bashir. Ooh, look looking to play that one away through that gap behind point. Kind of an inside or thick under edge trickling to that backward point area, so no run. Humayun Bashir, a lot quicker, I think, than Mohsin Khan, but has the ability to swing the ball also. So you would think he'd be looking for fuller length also, as I mentioned with Mohsin Khan. There is that swinging delivery and an appeal, and given! A full delivery again does the trick. Umpire Sheena Welch thinking about it, taking a really long time, and then raising that index finger on her left hand also. Both of these left-handed umpires, you don't usually see that. But a full delivery, that is the length I think that will be most effective on these wickets and under these conditions. And umpire Welch thinking about it for a good 2 or 3 seconds and then raising that finger. So Ewan Reese goes down, dismissed by a really nice delivery from Humayun Bashir. He ends up with a score of 5 from 13, and a couple of deliveries or a couple of wickets have fallen very quickly in quick succession here for the Welsh team. And the USA cricket team, once again, bowling first, is on the ascendancy. The score is 12 for 2. So the new batter is Mike Khan. Mike Khan is a left-handed batter. So two lefties at the crease, two left-handed batters, two left-handed umpires. Humayun Bashir has taken the first of his wickets for the day. He's now bowling around the wicket to the left-hander. Oh, awkwardly bouncing up toward McCann Mike Khan, who defends it relatively awkwardly. The ball trickling to that gully area. USA team now more on the attack. There is a slip fielder, a gully fielder, fielder backward point, there's a fielder cover, and there's short fine, a mid wicket, and a mid on. Full and defended into the covers. Good start to the over here by Humayun Bashir. He's already taken one wicket and no runs so far conceded. And it's really looking under these conditions like those fuller deliveries, giving the ball enough time and space to do something through the air is the way to go here for the USA bowlers. Bashir again down the leg side on this occasion. Umpire Sheena Welch raising the arms for the first time in the day. That's the first extra conceded by the USA team. Generally have bowled good lines and lengths. This time the line from Humayun from around the wicket going down, slanting down the leg side, wanting to make sure that it gets that line right. Here he is again. And again going down the leg side. And umpire Sheena Welch again raising those arms. So consecutive wides delivered here by Humayun Bashir. He can be extremely dangerous as a bowler. When he was a younger man, I would easily say that he was the quickest in the league that we play in Austin, Texas. These days, not quite as quick, but still dangerous, I think. Oh, in the air, sliced away and running over backward point. They'll get one. In fact, they'll come back for the second. So a moral victory. Humayun Bashir finds the edge, but Mike Khan gets off the mark. He's now up to 2 from 3 balls faced. Just 1 ball remaining here in the 5th, Humayun Bashir's 3rd over. Full and clipped in the air, just dropping short of mid wicket. You hear the screams of agony. Oh, just a half chance there. And they run through for a single to boot. So an exciting over where one wicket fell, almost another wicket, couple of wides, and the single to close things out. 4 runs, or check that, 5 runs from that over, including the 2 wides. At the end of 5, score 17 for 2. 17 for 2. And Mohsin Khan about to start his third over. Found success in his last over. And the Welsh team wobbling just a little bit here. Good start here by the Americans. That is a great line. So Mohsin Khan essentially swings it the opposite of the way that you'd expect a right-handed swing bowler to swing it. Most swing bowlers who are right-handed swing it into the left-handers and away from the right-handers. Mohsin Khan is actually the reverse. He swings it away from the lefties. So that's why you see a slip. That's why you see a man at short gully. And it's difficult for the batters to negotiate those types of deliveries as this is played off the outside edge for a single. It's difficult for the batters to sort of counteract that swing because as a batter, usually if you're looking to counteract the swing, what you want to do is set up maybe a foot, foot and a half outside of the crease to sort of negate the swing, meaning the ball doesn't have as much space or room to travel. But with captain and keeper, the experienced Parakananta up to the stumps, you obviously don't have that option. So it is you're at the wiles of the fielders. Look at this. This is punched into the mid-off area. That is Kuldeep Patel, who skips across but not able to prevent a single. Or Mohsin Khan again, looking for that full length, which is what you want to see happen. Here he is again. Just a bit of a delay. Mike Khan, 4 from 6 so far, and David Adams just came to the wicket, 1 from 2. And it is Mike Khan who's facing now up to Mohsin Khan. Mohsin Khan. Down the leg side, tickled around in fact, not tickled around the corner. I think that's going to be wides. They'll run for 2, and I think you'll see umpire Tremaine Prescott raise those arms in a minute. There he goes. So 3 runs to the total. 3 runs given away here by the U.S. They'll want to fix the lines, and if they fix the lines that they're bowling, then that will be much better for them. But overall, apart from the inability to bowl the right lines every once in a while, I think they've made the switch that they needed to, which is that fuller length that I think takes wickets. There he goes again, but again down the leg side. And this, unfortunately, is going to be 5 runs. Goes all the way to the boundaries. So on 2 consecutive deliveries, the U.S. has conceded 8 runs and not bowled a legal delivery. So 10 runs already from the over with 3 balls to be bowled, easily the most expensive of the overs so far. And unfortunately for the U.S., 10 extras, most of those occurring within the last 5 deliveries. So you're going to want to clean that up if you're the US. Actually, 37% of the runs that have been scored by Wales so far have been scored in extras. Very full, bang on target, and defended in front of the stumps. That is more along the lines of what you'd be looking for if you're Mohsin Khan. So just 2 balls remaining here in the sixth. Of course, we're still in the first power play. The first power play goes for 15 overs. So the first 15 overs or the first 90 balls, you can have a maximum of 3 fielders allowed outside the circle. Slower, wrapped on the pad and gone! Yet another delivery that is full and straight. And umpire Tremaine Prescott once again taking a decent amount of time, but raising that finger, and the fuller deliveries have resulted in 3 wickets, all leg before wicket. So the umpires have been involved directly in all the decisions so far that have resulted in wickets. And unfortunately for Wales, Mike Khan is dismissed. Full and straight, wrapped on the pad. Really, I think that was more the toe. It was really full, maybe a Yorker length delivery. And easily thought about by umpire Tremaine Prescott and finally given as a wicket. So the third wicket goes down, third wicket inside of 6 overs. This is brilliant bowling here by the US. Take away the fact that they've had 10 extras, take those away, and you still are looking at, even with the extras, a great start. 27 for 3, could be much worse without those extras, but still 3 big wickets taken. And if you're the US, you're going to be really happy with the way that things are right now.
So, Brian, Jamal here. I think it's an awesome bowling pitch, and what I see is the bowlers are very disciplined, bowling straight, not giving anything for the batsman, and they have to work hard here to get the runs. It's going to be a tight score, I think. It won't be like a big score. As you know, the pitch is playing uh, pretty good, and if the bowlers are bowling to their field, it's going to be very tough for the batsman to score runs. So far, we have seen, as you said, a couple of wides. I think apart from that, they've been very disciplined.
Completely. So 1 more ball remaining here in the sixth. New batter is Mal Madura Singh, another left-hander. So left-handers dominate the middle order for the Welsh. Lets this one go by outside off stump. That is the end of 6. A successful over, another successful over for the Americans and Mohsin Khan. And at the end of 6, the score is 27 for 3. 27 for 6. Mal Madura Singh just at the crease. Just faced that 1 ball that went for a dot. David Adams was also, well, he came in just before Madura Singh. So 2 relatively new, in fact, 2 brand new batters to the crease. 27 runs means that they're actually scoring at a decent rate. They're scoring at the rate of 4.5 and over. But what's going to concern them more than anything else is those 3 wickets lost. And the swing bowlers for the USA team have essentially both been bang on target so far. And they're going to want to make sure that they continue along that same vein. Here's Humayun Bashir again for his 4th over. Wrapped on the pad, half-hearted appeal this time. Even from our angle, we're not exactly square of the wicket or in line with the stumps. But from around the wicket, bowling those in-swinging deliveries, I think it's pretty clear that that would have been heading down the leg side. But still a dot ball. So good effort so far by Humayun Bashir. Here he is again. Playing off the back foot, sneaks through that slip cordon. Fielder Gully Chintan Patel, I believe, not able to stop that one. Check that. That was Mohsin Khan. Mohsin Khan, number 7. You don't see very many opening fast bowlers fielding at gully. So I was a little bit incorrect there. My apologies, but still a single taken. Ball coming off the outside edge, and Mohsin Khan not wanting to do much, or not able to do much, not able to prevent that single. Full delivery. That's that full length that Humayun Bashir bowls, and generally bowls a really good Yorker. He usually goes to the Yorker at the back end of the innings where he gets that ball full and straight, and he got a couple of wickets like that on in the match on Wednesday. But on this occasion, looking for that Yorker, and well defended in the end by Madhura Singh. Another full delivery, almost kind of late on that shot was Madhura Singh, defending it into the covers for no run. So this is good disciplined stuff by the Americans. If they get this line, if they get the line right and they're not bowling any wides, they've proved very difficult to get away. There's not much coming off of the bat. Once again, 28 runs is the score, but 10 of those 28 have been via extras. Punched to mid-wicket. You hear the loud no from the non-striker David Adams. This is a good over in progress. Just one ball remaining, and 1 run has been conceded from this over so far. So you're doing exactly what you want to do if you're the Americans. Limit that scoring, keep that ball nice and full, and start the process of building pressure. That's definitely the game plan is working so far. Slower delivery through the air, tossed up almost like an off break, and well handled by Madhura Singh, just defending it into the offside. 1 run coming from that over. Successful over Humayun Bashir. 4 overs, 1 maiden, and 1 for 15 are his numbers so far. At the end of 7,
Yeah.
score is 28 for 3.
So Brian, just want to give an update. As you know, the other games are also going. Good thing is today there's all 4 games are going on right now.
Wow.
India versus West Indies B, where India in West Indies A, I believe. India is 15 for 1 after 7 overs, and then West Indies A versus UAE. West Indies are at 20 for no loss after 8 overs. So UAE is bowling very well.
Wow.
And England versus Canada. England is batting first. They are 25 for 1 after 7 overs. So it's good
Fantastic.
news. All the games have been played today. So fantastic news.
That is really good to know. And, looking at the forecast, Jamal, I can tell you right now, on the way down to Barbados, I'm looking at the forecast and I'm thinking, we're going to fly all the way down here for no cricket. Every day literally has had a 90% chance of rain.
Yes,
But
I do
we-
agree with you on that. Yes.
But we had a full match, maybe reduced by 3 overs on Wednesday. And thus far, even with the rain in the forecast and overcast conditions, we still have a match ongoing here. Look at that delivery.
Agreed.
My
Awesome ball.
goodness.
Excellent delivery.
He is finding that line. And once again, once you get that line right, and Mohsin Khan himself swings it away from the lefties, and so 2 lefties on strike, there is no doubt that that line is, once he gets it right, it becomes really difficult to negotiate because it's late swing, and with the keeper keeping up to the stumps, Parakananta, the batter is not able to come forward and sort of try to negate that swing. So these are going to be really difficult decisions, and that fielder slip, I think, is going to be in place sometime soon.
And as I said, he's a very dangerous bowler too, and he's a wicket taker, and the way he is swinging the ball and is on the dot, on the money.
Bang on target. Absolutely bang on target, and that's what you want to see. He generally is a good swing bowler, but under these conditions, overcast, cloudy, bit of rain around, those are the types of conditions where he can be absolutely deadly. So here he is again, bowling to David Adams. Oh, look at the bounce on that. Parakananta up on his toes. Would have taken that one around chest height, even from that full length. But it was played into the offside, so no run. So 5 dots on the trot so far. Looking to close out strongly here because the USA cricket team is now starting to build that pressure. You can definitely feel the pressure building because not a lot is coming off of the bat for the Welsh team. They're going to want to make sure that they're able to negotiate or manufacture some way to get some runs. Slightly short and pull to mid wicket. Yes, is the call, and the fumble at mid wicket results in a second run. Fasal is not going to be happy with that effort, and they jog through for the second run. So that spoils the maiden.
As
At the
as
end, oh, in fact, it's one more ball
one
left.
over
My
as
apologies.
you know, the ground is a little bit, the pitch is a little bit on the higher side, and it's a slope, so probably he slipped on that, because it's a sliding to his left. So next ball.
Next delivery, full and driven back to the bowler himself. Feels well in his follow through.
He just
That is good work.
excellent fielding. He just dived to his right and then stopped it, and that would have been a four, I would say.
Well, I don't know if it would have been a four. In fact, he's limping. That might have come off of his foot, which obviously never feels good. The outfield here is very thick. I noticed that walking across the grass this morning. Number one, the grass is thick. Number two, with all the rain in the area recently, the outfield itself is very soft to the touch. So I don't know
He
that would have
is
gone.
he's in pain. I think he probably twisted his ankle. He is looking for ice immediately. He looks like he has pain. He can see it. Immediately he's come and he's taken the shoes off and to keep ice on top. It's not good news for Team USA. The substitute is in for Moshi. He's one of the star bowler. They don't want to lose him like this. Hopefully he'll recover soon and come back and bowl.
So
I think there is a bowling change. I believe Shah Bhai is coming.
that is a bowling change. The bowler now coming from the southern end is Saeed Shanawaz.
Yep.
Saeed Shanawaz, right arm, medium pacer from the Dallas area these days. Very experienced cricketer, experienced administrator, and let's call him an all-around good guy. But he's not going to be called on to be a good guy here. He's going to be called on to take wickets, and he will be bowling to Malik. Is more of a conventional swing bowler, so he'll be swinging it into the left-handers. He's bowling from over the wicket, which is an angle that I prefer because the angle across the batter comes into play, and that in swinger from over the wicket also comes into play. Very full and driven back to the bowler himself. That's a good start. That's the exact line that you want to be on. And again, those full lengths, I think, are the ones that will be more helpful and more successful for you. It's a short run up. Full toss. Clipped to mid wicket. That is good work by Chintan Patel. Throw to the non strikers. And, my goodness, pounced all over that ball and threw very quickly. Has to be said, that's a good piece of running. Those two batters.
But Ryan, to say if the thrower hit the stump, he's out. He was way outside. He couldn't. That was a good fielding and good stop and throw it on his left arm. As you know, Chintan is a left arm. He just barely missed the stumps.
Defended in front of the stumps. That's a good point because what that does to the batters is has them think, okay, I can't hit the ball to that guy again and run a quick single. And so that automatically has the effect of being in the batters' heads. And they're going to want to make sure that, okay, that guy we can't run a quick single to. I know everybody out here is over 50 years old, but we have to be more sort of judicious with where we get those runs from. This one is clipped to mid wicket for a single. So Chana was once again the experienced and outstanding administrator, long-time administrator at both the local levels in Dallas as well as on the national scene. That is a great ball. That is an absolutely great delivery. That line, maybe just a fourth stump line, and a good take by Parakananta, keeping up to the stumps once again. And just 2 balls remaining here in this Syed Chanawaz's third or first over. Similar type of delivery. You hear the grunting behind the stumps. And in fact, I was incorrect. That was the last ball of the over. So good over by Syed Chanawaz. Just 1 run coming from it, that one single that we talked about. So at the end of 9, score is 32 for 3. Well, that's a really good sign for the USA. Mohsin Khan to continue. So he limped off. Thought he might have been injured. And in fact, he was injured, but obviously the injury is not as bad as a 50-plus-year-old man. He'll feel it much more later on this evening. But as of right now, he appears to be able to continue bowling what has so far been for him a really good spell.
I would
So
say
far, 4 overs, 2 for 15 with no maidens.
I would say Brian, it would take 24 hours.
24? It may not be 24, believe me. Once the adrenaline wears off, he'll start feeling it this evening.
I understand.
So here he is again.
Oh,
That delivery.
amazing delivery.
Looking to cut, maybe just a little too close to David Adams for him to try to cut that one away.
Amazing ball, amazing ball.
Taking that one, it's a good take by Parakananta. And that pressure being built, the last 5 overs have only yielded 20 runs. Oh, now this time David Adams, instead of trying to cut, was looking to just run that behind point. That is a dangerous choice of options for a shot when you have the keeper up to the stumps, a first slip and a gully all in position, waiting for that type of delivery. Plus, as I mentioned, the outfield is very quick or very thick, so you're not going to get a boundary running that ball behind point like that. So some thinking to do here for David Adams. I don't know that that's the best choice of shots to play under these circumstances. But due to really good bowling by the Americans. Now this is a shorter delivery, much shorter in fact. And it almost seemed to catch David Adams by surprise. So good bowling here by the Americans. On this occasion, this is Mohsin Khan. And he truly is bowling a good spell, even with the injury that he suffered not too long ago. Still able to get that ball doing what he wants it to do. Next delivery, down the leg side and another wide. So there had been a few deliveries without a wide, but once again, umpire Tremaine Prescott raising those arms. 33 for 3 after 9.3. So the overall run rate has come down dramatically. It was up around 5 for a while. It's now down to 3.47 as the Americans settle into a good line and length. Mohsin Khan again. Short of a length and pulled through mid-wicket. That's going to be at least 2, I think. Yep, they come back for the second, and that is Pasal Alam skipping across and getting that ball to, well, I don't think it was going to run away to the boundary. The outfield is too thick for that, but still, those 2 runs will be welcomed by David Adams and the Welshman. And now just 2 deliveries remaining here in the 10th. in what so far has been a really good start for the Americans. 3 wickets inside 9 overs. A great start for them. And this one is just defended. In fact, it sounded like it might have come off the pad, the thigh pad of David Adams. But still no run, and just one ball remaining.
I think what Wales are doing right now is trying to build a partnership. David Adams and Malita Madhura Singh. They're trying to consolidate the middle order now. To see how far they can take. I think run rate is not their highest priority right now.
Appeal. I think what might have saved David Adams at times that he was far forward. So you create doubt in the mind of the umpire when you're able to do that. So good on him. That's good batting. But another good economical over by the Americans. A dot ball to finish things here in the 10th. After 10, score is 35 for 3.
Excellent bowling by the USA team. As you know, they did a very good job against the West Indies B team the other day, and they're continuing to bowl in the same form. It is good news, for the USA team, and they're keeping it very tight. So Moshin Khan is walking out to take a break, I think, and we have a substitute, Sunny, back into the team. So he's on the long on for the left-hander. Adams, or sorry, Madhu is waiting.
Oh, Syed China was back into the attack. Oh, looking
Almost
to
beat
dab
him.
this down around the corner. Once again, that's, I don't think, the best choice of shots. With the ball swinging around and a slip and a gully in a backward point in position. Madhur Singh so far starting to try to take his time to get into his innings, but it's not easy with the bowling of the Americans. Appeal, half-hearted appeal. But I think Shahnawaz himself knew that that might have not, that at best might have been an optimistic appeal. So, as they say, that was eventually an aborted appeal. But again, good bowling here by the Americans.
Keeping it tight.
Appeal again. Maybe this one a little bit more convincing, but still not out. These umpires have been asked to make several decisions today that we can tell I think they're doing well handling those types of decisions. But this is stroked. Oh, good diving effort there by Fasal Alam. Coming across to extra cover, not able to quite get that one right, but at the end of the day, it just is another dot ball. So good stuff. This is really good, accurate bowling by Shahnawaz and the Americans. Next delivery.
Amazing
Defended
ball.
again.
Excellent
Really.
bowling. Excellent bowling. As you know, Brian, sun is slowly coming out right now. It's a good news. It's a little bit cloudy and hazy, but slowly I feel sun's coming through those clouds, breaking through those clouds.
Next delivery. Plays it off the back foot and behind point, possibly for two. Yep, they get two easily. Heard the agonizing shouts of catch it, but that spoils what was a really good over for Syed Shahnawaz. 2 runs coming from it. So at the end of 11, scores 37 for 3.
I would say it's a smart bowling. He was trying to give some room for the batsman and to take a wicket. And I think it was lucky it went through between the fielders. I think that was a good bowling, smart bowling, I would say.
Completely. By the way, if you're joining us on our YouTube channel, there is a chat box. And for those of us who are here in Barbados who have to talk for the next 8 hours, if you felt like dropping a line or dropping a comment in the YouTube chat box, we'd love to hear from you. Just give us a shout, let you know where you're listening from and exactly what you think about what you're seeing. And already has one comment.
Yeah, that's good news.
Good to hear you on the mic, Brian. Well, good to be heard on the mic. I
So,
will tell you that
so
the
Brian,
facility here in Barbados is a fantastic one. And even under really rainy conditions that it's been in the southeastern Caribbean at this time of the year, still has the ability to produce really nice cricket matches. So good to see.
that awesome. Brian, I think there's another bowling change. Raj Badre is coming to bowl,
Okay.
and Mohsin is, as you know, is resting due to his ankle. Looks like he's still in pain. He's trying to put some ice on it. Hopefully, he'll get better.
Well, sometimes when you pick up an injury as a bowler, I mentioned it earlier, your adrenaline is pumping and you're not quite feeling it as much. But once you stop bowling and maybe you're standing in the field for a while, then you start realizing exactly how much
Yes.
that injury is bothering you. And let's just hope that Mohsin is able to negotiate that injury successfully. And hopefully, if he stays on the field and continues moving around, that would be a good sign.
So
So,
Raj is coming in for the bowl. Is off spinner, lighted deliveries. First ball for Adams.
defended back down the wicket. That's a good start by Raj Badadari. A couple more comments coming in that I absolutely love to see. First of all, the comment from the one that says, "Good to hear you on the mic, Brian," was my friend Will from, appeal for an LBW. Shaking his head is umpire Tremaine Prescott. So Will is from the Dallas area, originally from England, but lives in Dallas.
Hi, Will.
Ghazi says hello from Bangladesh. Good to
Hey,
have you.
Kazi.
Ghazi, wonderful to hear you.
Yes.
Slower through the air and defended. This is David Adams taking time to get into his work. And Roy says he's watching from Wales. Roy,
Welcome,
good to have
Roy.
you.
Welcome,
Absolutely good to
Roy.
have you. And it's good to see, in fact, not only the players from Wales, but just walking around, there's a couple of tourists who are apparently from Wales and they stop by to watch the cricket also. So, really good to see that representation around. Another appeal for LBW, another comment from Will, King Willie from Allen, Texas. So,
Awesome, Willie.
it's really good bowling so far. The spinners have
What
done
was
the work. And
that?
another
Oh,
appeal. We have an appeal from the commentator's box of all places, where Jamal is not only commentating, but he's also appealing.
I'm excited for the delivery.
So,
Because, as you know, it's very, very difficult to play Rajbai. I have played him, and he is very tempting to hit, and he is very accurate in his stump to stump bowling. And he's got a lot of wickets. So that's the reason why I was excited.
you mean the reason why
Sorry
you
about
appealed?
that. Sorry about that.
So Raj Badadara with his first over, good over for him.
Good that I think Adam and uh, Matadari is taking the time to build the innings here, partnership. It's good for Wales.
Absolutely. So Syed Shan was back into the attack. And this is going to be a quick single take and throw coming in from backward square from Chintan Patel. Chintan Patel, I think it's fair to say that he is probably, and if you think I'm wrong on this, Jamal, correct me. I would think he is the fittest and most agile of the players on the field. Do you disagree?
He is one of the fittest, I think I would say. We have Fazal Alam, Sunny, um, and then Sanjeeva, and I would say even Humayun are all, in their 50s, but I would say they're one of the
Sure.
best, sportsmen, and they work really hard on the field and off the field uh, for these tournament actually. So it's good to see. Um, as one of the things we talked about during the press conference before the game, and everybody was talking about the fitness, like English players, Wales, Canadian, and West Indies. It it's like a second innings for everybody, So look at the dive
Good diving effort there
from
from
Fazal Alam. That's
Fasal
what I was
Alam.
saying.
Yep.
He's one of the best fielder on, and they'll just give their 100%, to stop the ball.
I think that's exactly right.
Yeah.
One way that you can tell the fitness of the Americans, not only in the field, but when they're batting, they score a very high percentage of their runs in singles. And that might not sound like a big stat, but sometimes at this stage of your career, it's either a block or a big hit. But if you can pick up those singles and look to sort of manufacture runs by negotiating the strike and rotating the strike, that to me speaks a lot to your fitness, and it also speaks to your dedication as a cricketer to be able to do that.
And it also puts pressure on the bowling team.
I would agree with that. Oh, half-hearted appeal by Shah Jahnawaz,
I
not
think
able to convince umpire Sheena Welch that that was anything close to being a wicket.
I think it's probably bouncing high and
Oh,
probably over the wickets, I think.
definitely bouncing high. No shot offered, but
Yeah.
if it's bouncing, it would probably have been passing the wickets at about 8 feet in the air. So no appeal there. Looking to pull that one away down the leg side, but late on the shot was David Adams. So a
That,
dot ball yet again.
that's
The
over.
last 5 overs have yielded 13 runs. The overall run rate down to 3.42. And the score is 41 for 3. Back to comments. Roy watching from Wales. Diane Williams is watching from Pontar. Diane, please forgive me. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the name of that town properly. But she's in Swansea, Wales. Say hi to the Bunt boys on holiday watching cricket. David Marty agrees with me that the spinners are coming into play. I think the spinners are going to have a huge job to do here. Once the ball stops swinging, that's certainly going to be something to pay attention to.
So that's a break, Brian. They're taking a break. And I do see Jivaka on the chat as well. Good morning, Jivaka. Thanks for watching the game. I see David Martel as well. They're also from LA. And as you know, Jivaka is a test player for Sri Lanka. And he's represented USA team as well. And David Martel, again, he's one of the best left arm bowler. And he represented USA 60 in the World Cup recently in Australia. He is
Outstanding.
one of difficult bowler to bat against, and I see a lot of people online. Thanks everyone. I see Mihir Gandhi as well. Good morning, Mihir. Thanks for joining. Uh, Good to see all the people around the world coming and watching this game. I'm going to take a break and we'll be back uh, in 5 minutes.
Welcome back to the Police Sports Club right here in beautiful Barbados. We're in the parish of St. Michael. We are approximately 5 or so minutes away from the iconic Kensington Oval, USA versus Wales, in this matchup of what is referred to as the Big Man Cricket Caribbean Cup. Big Man Cricket, a reference to the fact that all of the players are above the age of 50. And we're continuing here with Raj Badadari bowling to David. That's David Adams. My apologies. He's bowling to Malith Madura Singh. Bowling over the wicket to the left-hander. 2 dot balls to start things here in the 13th. Once again, this is Brian Walters with you. Happy to bring you my impressions of what's going on here in Barbados. Tossed up delivery this time and punched back to the bowler who sticks that left foot out in his follow through and is able to prevent any runs. So a relatively sedate start here so far for in the 13th over. Badadari again with his second over in progress. His first over went for, in fact, was a maiden. And he's starting so far here just 3 dot balls. Change of angle this time as he goes around the wicket, spearing it into the toes of Madura Singh. So 4 dot balls on the trot to start things here in the 13th. And under the conditions that we're playing in, I mentioned the atmosphere, the humidity, cloudiness. I thought that swing would have a big part to play in the first part of this game. This is forced off the back foot for no run. But in looking at the pitch itself, I thought that it was going to be one of those slow and low type pitches. There's a fair amount of grass on it, but it's not a very hard pitch. And so I really would anticipate that the spinners would have something to say about the proceedings here. The US, I think, has very good spinners. Just tossed up and defended in front of the stumps. Another good over. 2 consecutive overs bowled by Badadari have resulted in 2 maidens. So good bowling by him and the Americans. After 13, the score is 41 for 3. 41 for 3. Syed Chanawaz continues bowling from the southern end. His figure so far 3 overs, no maidens, none for 8. So he's continuing what really is miserly bowling by the Americans. That's a bit of a delay. Sean was, just like everybody else, was a lot quicker when he played several years ago. These days, relies more on swing than on pace. He's going to have to get a better line on his next delivery because this one speared down the leg side and rightly judged wide by umpire Sheena Welch. Very full, wrapped on the pad. Oh, having a good think about that, umpire Welch. but eventually deciding that that was not going to trouble the stumps. At the risk of repeating myself, once the Americans decided or figured out that a fuller length was going to be the key, they've stuck to that length and it's worked well for them. This is stroked in the air and just out of reach of the fielder at long or mid off. Sunny Singh coming across to his left, but not able to get to it, and that is the second boundary of the day. Haven't seen a lot of boundaries. It has to be said that the outfield here, just at least where they're marked, looks to be pretty small. I would estimate that these are 50-yard boundaries that we're playing with. So even with the thick outfield, once the ball gets through that fielder mid-off, is always going to run away for 4. Slower delivery, looking to work that around the leg side, but once again another wide. So a few runs now coming in bunches. 6 from the over so far, still with 2 balls to go. Shana was just needing to find that right line and that right length. Slower, more deliberate run up this time, and that's where he wants to be. Just on that length, drawing those batters forward. And this time David Adams just happening to work that one into the onside for a single. From around the wicket, the last delivery, defended, almost an instant replay. That's Fasal Alam in the mid-wicket area. Does the work to clean up. Oh, that might have been incorrect. I think there's 1 ball remaining. That wide. In the air and gone! Really, a nothing shot has to be said, offered by David Adams, just angling that bat. I referred earlier, a couple of times just trying to run that ball behind square or behind point. But if you're going to run that ball behind point, there's not a lot of options for heavy scoring because I don't think it will run all the way to the boundary. And this time just ending up guiding it, just directly guiding it into the hands of Gully. Another wicket goes down. Welsh are 47 for 4.
That's a good break. I told you that's the ball he was trying to bowl, to give him some room to hit it. And the batsman, once he get a chance, he couldn't beat the fielder this time around. So that was an excellent bowling by Shah.
Well, I have to say that the credit for that wicket does not go to Syed Chanawaz. It does not go to the fielder who caught the ball. Credit for that wicket goes to Kashif Rana, who commented online a couple of minutes ago, "Good going, guys. 1 more wicket here. It will be tough for them to score 120. Well, Kashif, you got the wicket that you asked for. Syed Chanawaz with the delivery. David Adams guiding that ball directly into the hands of the fielder at backward point. And in fact, that wicket was taken by Rajendra.
Raj.
Raj Badadari with the catch at Gully. And so 4 wickets are now down. We're still inside the first power play, but I don't think the field setting right now indicates much of what you'd think is a consideration for power play. You're only allowed 3 outside the circle, but nowhere close to that number outside the circle for the U.S., with the exception of Humayun Bashir down at long on. Everyone else is inside the circle. And that's Badadari now continuing around the wicket. Bowling to Madhura Singh. So Welsh with a little bit of a wobble. 4 wickets are down inside the power play. And I think things are going to get more and more difficult from here. In the air and straight enough that it does not threaten any option of being caught. But still, Humayun Bashir running around from his position at long on and preventing anything other than a single. So once again, another left-hander to the crease. The middle of this Welsh lineup is all left-handers. This is Kerry Chahal. Badadari and Chahal back and looking to work that away on the leg side. Doesn't make much contact. And Parakananta is there to prevent what could potentially have been a single. Chahal mentioned another left-hander, with the exception of the openers. Everybody in this lineup for the Welsh is a lefty, going back on his back foot, and he works it through mid-wicket to get off the mark.
I think I would say it's a very good captaincy by Parag. Changing the bowlers and keeping the field very tight, not giving any singles, which put the pressure on the Wales batsmen, and they finally got that wicket.
Oh, and
Again, that's an
that's
excellent work
another
by
wicket gone.
yeah,
Another
the
wicket.
wicket.
What a
Excellent work
beautiful
by
delivery.
Parag.
Beautiful delivery. Outside off, turning away from the left-hander. Got him reaching forward, and he reaches over, overbalances, stumbles out of his crease, and yet another wicket gone as Parag Ananta does the quick work to effect the stumping. So the fifth wicket goes down. 5 wickets down with only 49 runs on the board. And this is a brilliant start for the Americans.
Excellent work by Parag to take the experienced batsman. So that was an excellent bowling, and he made him come up the field, and then he beat the batsman. So Malita Madhurasinghe was unlucky; he couldn't hit the ball. He was beaten, and Parag was very quick to stump him. Excellent, excellent work by Parag, and that's the break they were looking for, and hopefully Wales will try to consolidate and build a partnership here.
Well, as a left or as a right-handed off-spinner bowling to a left-hander, you're doing exactly what you want to do. Drift the ball in from around the wickets and have it pitch and straighten to threaten the outside edge. And that's exactly what was done that time by Parakananta. Sorry, by Badadari. And then Parakananta completing really what for him is a pretty straightforward stumping. So the last ball of this over coming up and reaching out and playing that one. I think it tickles off the outside edge and they'll get a single. That is the last ball of the 16th.
Over.
Check that, the 15th. At the end of 15, the first power play is done and dusted. 3 runs coming from it, and importantly, for the Americans, another wicket. Scores 49 for 5. Or 50 rather for 5.
Yeah, I have. Let me share.
So Syed Chan wants to continue his figure so far. 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 14. And he will be bowling to the new batter, John Jones. Jones has only faced 1 ball, a ball which he scored off of to complete the last over. So now he's on strike. We're into the second power play, where you can have as many as 4 outside the circle, but only 1 outside the circle as of right now. That seems to be Kuldeep Patel down at third, deep third. There's a man at fine leg. Maybe just inside the circle or maybe just outside. But overall, a very aggressive field set by the Americans. Outside off. Jones looking to cut this away and not making contact. There's a slip fielder in position who is going to keep his eyes open for that type of shot selection. That is Sanjiro Wirasinge, who is at slip, a deep slip, it has to be said. Oh, look at this. Good line. Shahana staying on that off stump line, maybe that fourth stump line. And this time, John Jones choosing to lose or to leave that ball alone. Working quickly here, Shahnawaz. Once again, looking to cut. So 4 consecutive dot balls to start the 16th. All of them have been on that fourth stump line. They've all been just short of length. And so far, John Jones not able to get any bats on these. Slower through the air this time, played into the covers. That's a good stop. Humayun Bashir does the work there to make sure that no run is scored. And so 50 is the score. 3.19 runs and over is what is being scored right now. Make that 3.16 with that after that dot ball. Very full, wrapped on the pad. And umpire Sheena Welsh disagrees with the appeal. Shakes her head, but a good over. Another maiden, or a maiden. That's the first maiden bowled by Syed Chanwaz. His 5 overs so far have only cost 14 runs. And the Welshmen are 50 for 5. So Raj Badadari to continue bowling from the north end. He's bowling 2. Kerry Chahal. Around the wicket. Off spinner. Chahal off the back foot. Punches it through the covers. They'll get 2. Long run down there. That is Satipal Chabra, who had to make the 30 or so yard run from the covers to prevent that ball from going for a boundary. So good start to the over for Chahal. Slower through the air, and I'll tell you what, that stayed a little low. Looking to force it off the back foot, and it goes to backward point. Sorry, to that one fielder at slip. Once again, slower through the air and turn around the corner for a single. So halfway through the 17th over. This is a good start by the Americans, but it has to be said, a good over so far for the Welshmen. They're trying to get something going. This is just defended in front of the stumps by Jones. Next ball, looking to work this away. Yes. Oh, he gave them! Absolutely looking to work that away on the leg side. And almost a half-hearted appeal, I thought. But umpire Tremaine Prescott thinking about it and then raising the finger. So this is not as emphatic an appeal, but he thinks about it long enough and then raises the finger. So that is 6 wickets down. All of a sudden, we're looking at what might be a relatively short match. Remember, these are 45 over matches. We're only into the 17th over, and already half the side is back in the hut for the Welshmen.
That's right. It's they've been forced to bat, and again USA has been very disciplined in bowling today, and they didn't give any big partnership except Adam and uh, the other batsmen, I think, And as you know, I just want to give an update on the other games going on. As you know, India versus West Indies. India are 45 for 1 after 21 overs, and West Indies A versus UAE. West Indies is batting, which is 54 for 1 in 17th. And then England versus Canada. England are 59 for 2 after 19 overs.
Wow.
So this is one of the uh, games where we have more than 6 wickets now fallen right now.
This is really interesting. 53 for 6 with still another 27 overs to go after this one. 27 overs and 1 ball. So obviously it is very much the case that Wales is going to, I think, have trouble batting out the innings, but that has to be their target right now. Just even if they absorb 3, 4, 5 maidens in a row, they have to be able to bat through the innings. You don't want to leave balls unbowled, but it's going to be a really stiff order at this stage for them to be able to bowl all the way or to bat all the way through the innings. Half of their side, more than half their side already back in the pavilion. And this next delivery, the last ball of the 17th, is just defended into or back down the pitch for a dot ball. So another successful over, 3 runs from that over, 1 wicket. And at the end of 17, the score is 53 for 6.
I think, as I said, Raj is a very, very dangerous bowler. So if you can see the score, he bowled 4 overs, 2 maiden, 6 runs, and 2 wickets. And this is what I was saying. He's be very easy. As a batsman, you think you're going to hit him, but it's not that easy when you're playing. I've faced his ball. I know exactly how he bowls, and that's the beauty about Raj, and as a player, from Wales, they're trying to stay on and try to continue the momentum. Right now, my thinking is that if I'm Wales, I need to just hold on and build a partnership here. That.
Certainly, building a partnership is important. But what you want to do is just make sure that you're able to bat through the innings. By the way, my apologies. I said the 17th over a second ago. It's actually, we're into the 18th over, or the 18th
Done.
is done.
Yeah.
We're into the 19th. One delivery in the 19th. The batters are Kerry Chahal, 5 from 6. And Mark Donovan, the new batter, he has faced 1 delivery and has not yet scored.
I think we have a lot of comments from our friends around the world. I think, yeah, when you get a chance, you can acknowledge them.
Chan was so far 5.1 overs, 1 for 15. Here he's now bowling outside off. I'll tell you what, that's a good piece of work at slip. Ball evaded. Parakananta, who's keeping up to the stumps.
Sanjeeva was the fielder there on first leg.
Sanjeewa, very experienced cricketer from Sri Lanka. And the USA, of course, completely on the attack. Every single fielder now inside the circle. Good delivery. Another really, really good delivery. This is good stuff.
Excellent keeping by Parag as well, Brian. As you see, it was very fast, and he has to jump to his right and hold on to the ball. That was an excellent keeping as well, I would say.
It's a great piece of keeping. He's kept up to the stumps to all the bowlers except for the opening bowler, Humayun Bashir. And this is a thick outside edge that runs down toward the boundary. They'll get 2 runs. That is a good delivery, finding the outside edge, but still 2 more runs.
I think that's bias too.
Or was it signal as bias? My apologies. So signal as bias by the umpire. Next delivery. Oh, look at this. Looking to run that behind square, but once again leaving the bat at that angle in that position may not be the best choice of shots.
So, Brian, one thing I want to highlight today with bowling from USA, if you look at that, there's 1, 2, 3.
Just a second before we get back to that short delivery,
Okay.
pulled around the corner, long run down there, and it gets through.
No, It's
In
still
fact, it's still in play, but they run through for a couple. So short going down the leg side. That's the first time that we've seen the seamers in a long time go to the short ball. Usually the fuller deliveries have been the ones that are working for them. So conceding a couple of runs to close things out here in the 19th. And at the end of 19, the score is 57 for 6.
yeah. So what I was trying to say, Brian, is we have um, four LBWs, right, and then one catch, and then one stumping. So that's 6 wickets. So that says the USA bowlers are bowling on the stumps, straight stump to stump bowling.
Under these conditions, that's sort of what you have to do. You don't get the sense that there's going to be a lot of stroke play on either side. What you're wanting to do as a bowler is just make sure that they play you straight and play you off of the stumps. And I think that certainly has been what has happened so far. And you're more than able, if you're the USA cricket team, to continue doing that because the spinners are doing the work. This is now Badadari back into the attack. And he's bowled really well so far. 4 overs, 2 for 6. 2 of those overs are maidens. And he is absolutely doing the job for Parakananta and the rest of the Americans. Several more comments. Roy yells, "Come on, skipper." Darshan Vinakota says, "Awesome bowling, guys." Oh, look at this. An appeal for a run out. Not given. Boy, Parakananta already started celebrating. He thought that that was out, but umpire Sheena Welsh disagrees with him. So Darshan Vinakota says, "Awesome bowling, guys. Job not done yet." I completely agree with you, Darshan, that the job is not done yet. But these players are very professional. They're a really well-oiled unit. And I don't think that Parakananta is going to allow them to start relaxing just yet. We do know that the job still has to be done. And their professional approach to this match so far, I think we'll take that into account. And Said Ilyas says, "All the best, USA. All the best, Shah." A bit of an interruption in play because I believe that the bowler, or the batter rather, Mark Donovan, might have injured himself trying to dive back in on that run out attempt. He was not able to get, I think in fact he might have jarred his shoulder diving back in. Just looking at what happened, it almost appeared that he maybe just hyperextended that shoulder diving back in to try to make his ground. And a little bit of a delay while he gets sorted out. But I think, in fact, he may have gone off. So we'll get a bit of an update on that shortly. As soon as we get some clarification on exactly what happens to him, we'll let you know. But it appeared that he walked off and looking to get going here again. In fact, I may have been incorrect. So I think he's still there. So back to the action, looking to work this off the back foot. This is Chahal still on strike. Banadari with the delivery outside, going down the leg side, looking to work that away down the leg side and not able to get any bat on it. One-handed and looking to work this away to the leg side. We'll go through for a single. So that brings the right-handed Donovan on strike.
Mark down.
tossed up, looking to work this down the leg side, missing out on a stumping there, I think, is Anantha. And I think you'll see the signal now from umpire Tremaine Prescott that that's a wide. So two more runs to the total. Going down the leg side, and Parag Anantha very quick behind the stumps, but not able to get this one. And so two runs, two wides to the total. The lefty back on strike. I think Badadar prefers bowling to the left-hander. And this is punched down square. That's Chintan Patel in the deep. Just 3 runs coming from the over so far. Another just 11 runs from the last 5 overs. And in fact, that is the end of the over. So at the end of 20, the score is 61 for 6. Twenty overs bowled. My apologies, I misspoke at the end of the last over. The score, in fact, is 62 for 6. Mark Donovan, 2 from 7. Kerry Chahal, 7 from 11. And for the
Bowling
first time, a
change.
bowling change coming from the southern end. This is Kuldeep Patel. Kuldeep Patel, who, when we played against each other in Houston several decades ago, was an opening pace bowler, but these days has reimagined himself as an off spinner. He's bowling to the lefty. Ooh, look at this! I think that might have been an edge. That thick edge comes off of the glove. I think nope, no edge. Signal is by umpire Sheena Welch, but it certainly bounced a lot more than the batter was expecting, and finding that came off of the glove
Looks like
of
the
Raghunatha, going
so
away for a bye.
quick update on the weather. Looks like the umpire is asking the groundsman to come there because it's windy and it's becoming dark here. We might get rain, I think. So the umpire is asking the groundsman to be ready in case if rain comes in to cover the ground.
So a stiff wind coming from the southeast part of the ground. In fact, now it's blowing across. It's blowing from east to west, and you can certainly feel it get about 3 or 4 degrees colder now than it was 5 minutes ago. So I think you may see an interruption sometime soon. But in the meantime, Kuldeep Patel continues. All outside off stump. Kuldeep Patel is not the most famous athlete in his family, as his son Karan Patel is a pitcher in the Chicago White Sox Major League system. So Karan Patel, who played cricket for a number of years but went to school on a baseball scholarship and was signed to a professional contract a couple years ago. So absolutely happy for that young man, somebody who I've known for as long as he's been alive. This one is a wide outside off stump. And definitely feeling the wind pick up. I think you're going to start seeing some scrambling happening around the field sometime soon.
Hello?
This is defended back
Yeah,
down the
hello.
wicket. And I think 2 balls remaining as the umpires signal as such to
Nahin,
themselves.
Yeah, on. You want me to stop at this shot? No, because we are able to see here on the
Next delivery. Very full.
You want me to
And
stop and
again
reach?
defended into the offside for
It's
no
there.
run.
There.
Very
Yeah,
cold
you
wind
open.
coming
You
across
could
the
open.
ground at this stage. Don't know if you all could tell how much darker
Okay,
it's
let me
gotten here in
stop
the
at
last
this.
several minutes, but it's certainly feeling like we may have an
Okay.
interruption sometime soon. That is the end of the over. Good over by Kuldeep Patel.
Stop here. Then
3 runs coming from it.
I'm going to stop. 1.
And at the end, actually, 2 runs coming from that over. At the end of
Yeah.
21, the score is 64 for 6.
Start.
Back. Okay. Okay, I'm checking it. So right now it's ended here. Oh, okay. Okay. You mean no movement?
So, new bowler coming from the north end. This is Chintan Patel. Chintan Patel, left arm orthodox spinner.
Okay.
He's bowling to the left-handed Kerry Chahal. A good delivery, beating Chahal outside off stump. It's a good start to his spell by Chintan Patel, who bowled very, very well, very economically in the match against West Indies on Wednesday. I think because of all the left-handers in the batting lineup, Parakananta keeping him back. But at some point, you have to go to your bowlers if they're in the lineup. And so they've gone to Patel here, Chintan Patel. And he starts out with 2 dots. Is Chahal looking to wave at that one outside off stump and not making contact. Next delivery, sort of checks himself mid delivery, almost like a hesitation right before he delivered that ball. So 3 dots to start his spell. And for the moment, the rain is staying away, even though it certainly has gotten a lot darker and cooler. And I think the Americans are just looking to make some headway and get through these overs as quickly as possible. So just spinners on. I wouldn't be surprised if they bowled spinners the rest of the way. Great delivery and outside edge found. It runs away down the hill, close toward the boundary. They'll get 2. Now look at the umpire Tremaine Prescott, to see what his signal is. And in fact, no signal. So that definitely came off the outside edge. Where we are here, we are probably 120 or 130 yards away from the action. So hard to tell whether or not that came off the edge, but because of the fact that there was no signal from the umpire, that's a clear indication that it did come off the edge. Score ominously for the Welshman is 66 for 6.
And Brian, just to add, I think Parag is since that edge he added one more slip. Good captaincy, I would say.
Proactive captaincy is that generally with a lefty bowling to another lefty, a left-handed orthodox spinner, you don't anticipate the ball to find the outside edge very often because that turn is into the left-handed batter. But
Looks like
certainly is the case.
it looks like rain is down and they're trying to put the covers, so we might have a break here. The batsmen are walking out. Looks like it started raining heavily now.
Yeah, so certainly an interruption because of rain, and again, the Welshmen are not going to like the fact, just from a superstition perspective, that the score is now 66 for 6. 666 on the board is a really bad sign. If you are a Welshman, they've lost 6 wickets. They still have a long way to go toward putting something respectable on the board. But in the meantime, because of the rain, we're going to take a short break. As soon as we're able to come back on, we'll be happy to let you know what the outcome is. But in the meantime, we're going to sign off from the Police Sports Club in St. Michael, Barbados. We'll be back with you as soon as the weather allows us to.